Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today I want to discuss not self medicating yourself. And before we start, I'm going to go and show you current blood sugar is at 11. Time in range yesterday was 8.7, 7% above, 6% below, 87 I was in range. This number down here and this number up here are pure wins. These two numbers we need to work on a bit, and hopefully today we'll do better. So, we're going to talk to you about don't self medicate, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, I my mother and stepfather moved to Fiji to build the school of natural resources. I ended up living with my sister in East Vancouver. I was pulled up, moved. I'd have to take the bus all the way to get to school every morning and every night. It was fun. Okay. I went to my doctor and I prepared this list. I got a typewriter for my birthday. I can remember sitting there typing all these lists. I had 4%, 1% negative. He took a look at it and yelled at me and said, well, you're wasting my time. Why are you bringing me this crap? Well, I got, that was my answer. I left that appointment saying, I'm not going to go to him again. Never. I've had enough. And I kept that word for 10 years. And I had a GP, but I was going to GP for all my small stuff. He would see me when I was in the hospital asking, and how are you doing today? And I'd say, oh, fine. And, well, they're still working on your blood sugar. Okay. But I go out, I could just fall into my old routines. And my routine was I'd eat whatever I want. I worked at a convenience store. I could have hot dogs, hamburgers, um, sweets. If I was low, I'd go to the candy aisle. I'd choose candy, get up and pay for it, and then I'd go into the back and eat. I never really understood the whole concept of self medicating, but I would do it anyway. I would end up having low blood sugars sent to the hospital, and I get IV shots to bring my blood sugar back up. I'd have way out blood sugars all the time, usually higher. And then I went into the hospital one time, and it was a new hospital because we had moved and it made more sense to go to this hospital than it was to go back to Burnaby. So I went to this hospital. I saw an endocrinologist. I was just assigned this endocrinologist. And I think that was sort of the kickstart for me taking care of myself. People would say, you taking care of yourself? You're not taking care of yourself. In fact, your blood sugars are so out to lunch. In fact, when I came here and I was switched from one doctor to another doctor, the doctor said, "You're the worst diabetic I had ever seen." It's not me. I don't sit here since, what was it? 20, 2004, no, 2007. I've been following exactly the guidelines, but I have been found to be labile. I don't play around with my insulin. I wouldn't play down with my insulin. There's been one time that I took extra insulin that was prescribed, and that's because I misread the sheet the doctor had given me. But I don't sit here and say, "Oh yes, I'm gonna get attention and I'm gonna shoot up with extra insulin." I'm sorry, I don't play that game. I have my endocrinologist and my diabetic. Sorry, that was snack time. So, let's do things right, shall we? Press this, and we're bolusing. $51. And there I'm giving insulin. See the pretty bar go across? So, I don't play around. My body is such that I'm fighting my diabetes daily under the prescription of my doctor. Now, your doctor and you may have had a conversation saying, "Okay, sorry, cut a piece of raisin. You could start at this rate, but if you find after 3 days your blood sugar is still going out of the range or the range that he or she sets for you, you can modify it by X amount." And if you do that and you continue, granted, every time you go to your endocrinologist, your diabetic nurse, they're going to take a look at it and say, "Ah, that's a good number," or, "Uh, I'd like you to maybe try this for the next couple of days." That's how you modify your blood sugars with your doctors. Don't just go out there and say, "Okay, I didn't get the result I wanted, so I'm going to inject a whole bunch of extra insulin." Have a discussion with your doctor. Personally, I know I can type. There's me typing away. You remember the old electric typewriters. And you can sit there and type away and send an email to your doctor and say, "These are my blood sugars, what should I do?" That's correct. And sitting there going, "Oh, well, yes, I can play with my blood sugar all I want. You know, my doctor doesn't know much. He won't know the difference." Now, there are some um, mental illnesses where people would like to give extra insulin for or any medication for more sympathy that things aren't working, that they can get their best friends, their doctors, or their nurses involved. If that's you, get the help you need, but don't play around with your insulin. And this is going to be a short video. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me